Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. This is YouTube channel James13Wicca. If you see it somewhere else, it's not correct. This is the wrong one. The main tarot I'm going to be using are the Gilded Tarot Royale by Chiarell Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. On the bottom here is the website llewellyn.com, which seems to glare. Hopefully you can see it, or it focuses for a second at least, if you are interested in that deck. Supportive Oracle cards is this one. Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. This is the Watkins Publishing. WatkinsPublishing.com is the website. And in the maroon color, you can see Tori Hartman's website. I want to say it's ToriHartman.com. Yep, right there. And for the dice, I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and for the element of the minor arcana, I use a 4-sided dice. MathArtFun.com is where I got it from. It's called the Dice Shop for the dice. Alright, that being said, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Okay, I think we're all ready. Let's get into your reading. Hello, Leo! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? A lot of fire energy coming in? That's good for Leo. Good for Leo. A lot of fire energy coming in. Ooh, that's your card. I don't know why these cards are pulling in, but like there's something that wants to come out. Other people and their problems. Okay. Okay. Overall, I think this is going to be a pleasant reading for Leo. I feel like I'm starting in a weird place with, like, there's other people around this, and I feel like they're trying to either make you feel bad, or they're just, like, there's something they're trying to impose on you that you don't have to play into. I usually think of Leo as just kind of like, whatever, and moving on. Like, okay, yeah, whatever, you and your opinion, and then just moving on. But for some reason, it is weighing on you a little bit. Maybe it's the fact that you're losing some connections in this situation, and that does seem to be creating some stress. It depends what the connection is, but I do see like you are losing some connections in this situation that I don't really feel like you want to lose, but it's not really something that's negotiable at this point. Is it your history with the situation? You are who you are. There's no reason to feel bad about it. This is you. You're the Ace of Fire. You're that major energy that just kind of, poof, you do what you got to do, and that's just what it is. You're fire. There's no reason fire should be feeling bad about being fire. It's kind of like telling a bear, you should feel bad that you're a bear. Why? Why should they feel bad that they're a bear? Or telling a seagull, you should feel bad that you're a seagull. Why should they feel bad that they're a seagull? It doesn't make any sense. But this is where this is all stemming from. You have natural gifts, a natural way about you. You are who you are. You're who you're meant to be. You create a certain energy in the world that creates a certain beauty that is applied in certain places where necessary. You don't always fit where you end up. I know that. You know that. I don't think that's a shock. But even though you don't maybe fit where you end up, you make an impression, you make an imprint, you do what you need to do, you create change where maybe people don't really want that change or like that change, but you still make a change, and that does usually create some healing at some point. Whether people like it or not, that's your flavor. That's your flavor. There's no reason to feel bad about it. But this is where this is all stemming from. Because people are trying to make you kind of feel bad about who you are, and I don't feel like that's right. Because who you are is cemented, it's deep, it's who you are. This Ten of Pentacles is also telling me there's a lot of value in who you are. Leo tends to be that thing that does everything all at once. Maybe you're not successful with everything, but if you try 10 things and you're only successful with 2, you knock it out of the park. And then the other things, you learn and you keep going. Usually you have more successes than fails, just to be fair, and overall it's worth it. It's worth it. Life is messy. And I don't feel like a Leo is usually apologetic about that. Other people seem to be giving you a hard time about it, but this is your flavor. They don't have to like it. I feel like people are accusing you of having an ego bigger than the world. You have this giant ego. And you know what? Sometimes maybe you do. Maybe that's warranted. Leo does have a very strong sense of self. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not, But you shouldn't feel bad about being recognized. You shouldn't feel bad about having the attention on you. That's what you like. Some people get very bent out of shape about that. Again, that's your flavor. You're meant to be that way. You're meant to be in the spotlight. You're meant to have that attention on you. If people don't like that, then they're hanging around the wrong person. I do get this energy where people are accusing you of being vain. Leo that's your energy. You're supposed to be in the limelight. You're supposed to be in the lead. Not only do you get that attention, but the reason you get that attention is because you're out there pushing it all forward. You're making it all happen. You're living your life in the front line, in the winner's circle, in the first position. You don't wait for other people to give you permission. This seems to be a lot about other people having an issue with you, and that you shouldn't be letting that hold you back. There may be people here you care about deeply. Friends, colleagues, family. I feel like Leo runs into this problem on occasion with family. It depends on your family. There's so many different versions of family out there. Don't let it hold you down. For some reason, I feel like there's a lot of weight with it. Now, the reason we're bringing this up is because maybe you've been holding it together for a while and you're trying to do it the way other people want you to. They are waiting here over in the corner. They're just waiting for the next moment that you screw it up, according to their plans, according to how they view the world, how you're going to screw it up. Not that you're actually screwing it up, but in their eyes, right? They're just waiting for it. They are. It doesn't mean this person's a bad person, or they probably have toxic behaviors, just to be fair. Or at the very least, they don't like you, and that's just how it is. They're just always waiting for the moment to rip you down. And that moment is coming around again. It's coming around again where you're going to do what you do best. You're going to live to your flavor. You're going to make it happen the way you need to make it happen. You're going to create some big change. When this happens, and it's coming up again, and it might be talking about a specific relationship that you're always trying to make happy, or you're always trying to appease. You just always seem like you're behind the 8 ball on this one. Whenever this person comes forward, they're always pointing out everything you have ever done wrong. You could take the first 3 steps correctly, but after that, they just rip you apart no matter what you do. Even if you do it right, they might rip you apart anyway. This moment's coming up again. I'm just going to be sure before I say this, because I feel like what they're saying is you don't have to be concerned about their feelings, because it's going to hold you down, and they're going to weigh you down with their words. You don't have to do this. There's another way to go about this other than just accepting that this is how they feel, because that energy does cause negative impacts on your life. What you can do with it is offer the truth. This is who you are. There's no apologies for it. Addressing it in the sense of they've never liked it. They don't like it now, and they're never going to like it in the future. And they can either accept it or move on. Let's just get rid of the facade. Let's get rid of it. Let's not pretend anymore that things are going to change, because you're not going to change, and there's no reason for you to change. That's the thing. Whatever this is, I feel like this is your flavor. Every sign has its up and down. Every sign has its good qualities and maybe not so good qualities. It all depends on how it's affecting the moment, right? One thing that Leo is known for doing is just going forward and getting it done. And sometimes that's a great win. And sometimes they're like, what was that? It's kind of like, hey, look, I got the birthday cake. And you're like, we're having a funeral. Oh, whoops. Okay. So okay, the balloons and streamers. That was a bit much, huh? Okay, sorry. Um, Intention was good. I say that as a joke, and it's almost like I feel like some people are like, well, I wouldn't do that. It's kind of like knowing everybody's going to get together, and you're like, oh, all the people I love are going to get together, and so birthday is coming. It must be for that. And then you go to see everybody, you get the birthday cake and everything, and you're like, boo, happy birthday. And they're like, no, we're here because so and so's relative passed away. That we're not here to celebrate. Whoops. It wasn't like you did it purposely to be mean. Like, it just turned out the way it turned out, and you're like, oh, I didn't know. And then you just put away the cake and you put away the streamers, and you're like, oh, okay, sorry. And you just kind of move on with it. It's about giving that person a chance to realize either accept it or just leave me alone. Whoever this person is, be it a family member, be it a love relationship, be it a friend, be it a coworker, be it the hardest one I can see is like being like a boss or something like that. And kind of like, listen, you're never going to like it the way I do it. Don't expect to. I don't expect you to anymore. I have to be who I am. This is how I'm going to do things. You're never going to like it, and I'm never going to have apologies for it. Or maybe I'm not going to apologize for it anymore. Just put it right on the line. Like, this is who I am. Because for some reason, this energy is holding you down. Whether you realize it or not, it is holding you down, and it is cheating you out of other success. You can have better abundance, better success, much better things for you by just addressing it and just saying, hey, you're not going to like me. I'm not going to try to make you like me anymore. Maybe for some reason you were up to this point. The advice is to stop. Don't do that. Be your flavor. Be who you are. After this, if you're able to do that and you just kind of like, you know what, I'm not even trying anymore. I'm not even going to try to impress this person. And I feel like it's easier if it's a family member. I'm not going to even try to impress them anymore. And maybe I'm not even going to answer their texts anymore. I'm just going to start blocking them. When they become too much, I'm just going to block it and let it be. Because you can be in your power moment. It's not going to be perfect. You got that 4 of Cups. And I just feel like it's not, I don't feel like I like it. I keep feeling this this isn't fair energy going on. Which I hate to use that analogy of like somebody going, oh, this isn't fair, this isn't fair. And, it's not. But it's kind of like, to really flourish and be in your energy and be the most you can be in this situation, it's kind of like just accepting it that it's never going to be what you want it to be, but your connection to this situation is more than worth it. And you got to live it to your truth, not to somebody else's. Even though there's always going to be this point of contention where they're not going to like it and they probably won't stop saying what they say, it's just kind of like stepping back and going, you know what, I don't care what they think anymore. I just can't. I just can't invest in that anymore. I just can't be a part of that anymore. And by disconnecting from it as much as you can, you flourish that much stronger. You have that much more success in your life. I'm a big Paul McKenna fan, and he keeps running through my head. He's a British author. He co-writes this book with somebody. I think it's called How to Mend Your Broken Heart, How to Mend Your Broken Heart, or I Can Mend Your Broken Heart, or something like that. He co-writes it with somebody. You don't even have to read the whole book. If you just do the exercises, you can bring down the energy to where you can be surprised how much you can be unbothered by somebody else. I'm just saying, it's worth it. If you're struggling with it, if this is one of those relationships, connections, whatever you got, you'd be surprised how much that helps. I've personally used it. I had somebody who they lied, and they almost cost me my job, and I had to prove that they were lying, and I did, but still, they were still there. They were able to play it off like a misconception. It was not, but whatever. That's what they played it off as. I was able to read that book. I wasn't bothered by them being there. I just didn't even talk to them. They didn't have the nerve to talk to me, at least. At least they have that decency. Realize that, I did not like them and we should not be talking. So I didn't talk with them, and thankfully they didn't talk with me, and it didn't bother me. At one point, I forgot that they were even there, and I was surprised that I was able to do that. So that book may help you if you're struggling with this. Worth a shot, anyway, if you're struggling, of course. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.